insertion first, removal, then I will show the feeding. Okay, because the steps are going to be little different. Okay, the articles I showed you already with you. Always remember to collect the stethoscope because we want to hear vowel sounds in the beginning assessment, and also we want to listen to the sound when we are pushing inside. Okay, so whenever we collect this, remember we need to have alcohol as well. Okay, so along with that, if we can remember, it's better. Then we want to check the pH. Okay, this you know. At the end, we need to secure the tube. Okay, we need to secure it with the safety pin also. Okay, what else? This container is for us to pour the gastric juice before checking with the pH. Okay, this is for checking pH. Then always we use the feeding syringe. This is called feeding syringe, or you can call it, in some places they call it as asepto syringe. Okay, 60 ml. Actually, asepto syringe is little different. I don't know why they call this as asepto syringe. Have you, any of you have seen asepto syringe? With one bulb. That is mainly like this. It will be. There is a bulb at the end. It gives vacuum. Okay. After any mastectomy surgeries, it is fixed to the patient. This gives a mild vacuum. That is what is called asepto syringe. These are all not asepto syringes. They are only feeding syringe. Okay. We don't. I don't know. Some people call it like that. I don't know why. Okay. So it is 60 ml. Why this is going to be important? Because we will be measuring the feeds mostly with this. Okay, now when we are measuring and keeping it ready, and then when we are going to feed, there will be a little difference. You know, that difference is because of this area. You understand what I am saying? So don't worry about it. Even just 1 ml, 2 ml and all, if it is wrong, this is not like medication. As much as possible, it should be accurate. But just keep in your mind there are few variations which can happen. Okay? So we need to have it. Okay, now how often they change it in the hospital setting? Every 24 hours, one. Okay, ideal. Here in this policy is here. Every morning the night duty staff keeps a new one. Yes. Because see, every 2 hours we are feeding. Each time we are only washing just with tap water and covering it and keeping. So they change it here every 24 hours. NG tube. NG tube, I think there is 3 weeks or something. They write and keep. And mostly temporary ones, we don't use it for 3 weeks. Only if it goes beyond that. Okay, the other ones, I think they can use it for a month or more than a month. I'm not very sure about it. The other polyurethane tube, no? For urinary and all, for 3 months. Yeah, 3 months they can use. So maybe something like that. I'm not very sure about it. Okay, so we have to be. Why do we collect this? Only during assessment. We want to check the nerves. We want to check in between the procedure whether in the throat it is coiled. Keep it. So always take a gauze also. Okay, now ideally we are supposed to use not this one. This is Vaseline. We are supposed to use water soluble jelly. You know, in the tube it comes. Because we are putting it inside. By mistake, if it goes into the lungs and we are removing, we do not want the sticky Vaseline to be there. So only water soluble jelly we are supposed to use. But mannequins are very rough. So they say water soluble jelly, if you use it, you cannot put it inside. That's why we are using this. Okay, be very clear about it. The students should not say in the book it is written water soluble jelly, that KY jelly. I actually wanted him to keep it just to show us. Maybe it was also very little, no? I don't know whether they threw it. It's not there. I checked also. Okay, so only insertion I am going to show you now. So all those things I have. Why I have water now? I am only doing insertion now. Why should I have water? I said no, in between the procedure ask the patient to swallow. If they are conscious, you give them water and let them swallow. There is nothing wrong in that. So as they swallow, some patients we tell them simply to swallow, but sometimes they don't understand. You give them something in their hand and then ask them to swallow, they'll do it very nicely. It goes also very easily. Okay? You should watch the video of insertion of the real patient. Why I am saying it's not as easy as video. None of us like this procedure. So let them see so that they know that it's a difficult one and they should be aware of this.
We can instruct students also to check.
Yes, yes. I will post one in the Moodle. I have, I think, he was the one who put the video. No. For oxygen only you put video, I think.
Now for NG.
NG also he is put. Yes, his video is there. You just check in.
And the slides.
Check in your thing.
On YouTube, many.
Even in the mood,
No,
it's so much.
we had one exactly the same.
Nice one. Yeah, same like that.
Other
Yes.
pictures أو برا بيكون غير. شو بتقول؟
شو
أنا
بلعب
فهمت
زي؟
يوتيوب سامي. Oh, that's what the one.
He had posted it.
Everybody checks
So
one
I
day.
did that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, come to the patient. I'm not going by all the steps. See that the patient is in high Fowler's position. Okay, feeding semi-Fowler's position. See, there are lot of here. There are lot of variations even in the position. That's why I'm saying let them not be confused. Here you need to put them almost in sitting position. So high Fowler's position. Okay, but for feeding not necessary. Feeding semi-Fowler's will be enough. Okay. Why we are making it in high Fowler's? So that the patient can hyperextend or bending again. All that is easy. Okay. And then some tissue given the patient's hand. They'll be coughing and crying and all those things. Just to wipe. Then water should be ready with you. Okay. These are your steps. Be ready. When you come to the patient, do some assessment if they are conscious. Is your bowel pattern okay? Any abdominal distension you can feel, or bowel sounds we are going to listen. Okay, you want me to show, or okay, if umbilicus is there, okay, divide it into four.
Yeah.
Just 4 quadrants. Okay, divide it equally like this. We call it as upper right, upper left, lower right, lower left. Okay, that's all. Because they are still not taking health assessment course, we don't want to go beyond that.
It was 9 quadrants.
If you really want them to feel the bowel sound, okay, you can ask them to do on each other and find
Yes,
out.
yes.
You know, see, when one student is giving feeding, I actually prepare the other 2 students to do all the assessment really on them. So they can put and see. Even without putting, we can hear each other's
Yes,
sound
yeah.
sometimes. Okay, so tell them that is the bowel sound because they don't understand all those things. Okay, so they have to wait at least for few seconds. If they hear one sound, it's enough. Because totally 5 to 30 we are saying for 1 minute. So totally if they hear 4, one in every area, we know that it's functioning, bowel is active. Okay, there is a direction to go, but there is nothing wrong if they change also, because in the book there is a direction like start here, go over here, come down here, come over here. Okay, even in health assessment if you go, then you will understand. They have, for everything they have, we may not say that, but all 4 quadrants they should check. Okay, so they have done the bowel assessment. Actually, little bit of nutritional assessment also is good. Like for example, how is their general body weight? How is their BMI? It is all there available in the chart. Actually, hospital you open first page, height, weight, BMI is there. So is the patient all right or very thin? Okay, just for students nutritional assessment I'm saying. What is the reason I'm going to put the tubing for? For some patients it is only after surgery, or some patients, stroke patients, or dysphagia is there, so you want to do. There are some patients who are unconscious, so they should expect they cannot, gag reflex will not be there, cooperation will not be there. Okay, if they are conscious, they have to explain. It is a little difficult procedure. They have to give consent. Without that, they cannot do. That's why students are not allowed to do this procedure. Okay, but we will teach it to them. Okay. Then once everything is explained, and as I said, no, the nurse. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Any assessment like asking the patient?
Yes, asking the patient is first permission. Then about the bowel pattern and all. Constipation they usually ask, because how do you otherwise assess bowel abdominal distension? If they don't have any constipation, no need to go to that next step. Okay. Then you talk about, even see so many assessments are there. Check the hair, whether any flag sign is there, and then check for anemia. I feel all that will take away their time. So just see the body weight, at least whether they are malnourished or well nourished. That much at least you should know. This is only for insertion. If they want, they can wear the gloves because we are touching the nose. Okay, just check whether any deviated nasal septum is there, or you want to see which one is little bigger, so that I can use that one. That's all. Only for that we are using this. Actually, if you want to do the detailed assessment, you have to check the tongue, you have to check the corner of the lips, because nutritional assessment, vitamin B deficiency, you will find ulcers at the corners. Okay. Then in tongue you will find anemic sign, or some ulceration may be there. All these assessments are important, but let us not confuse our students with every assessment. Yes.
Any difficulty?
Yeah.
That is during this last.
That is, we don't make them do at all. Some students know, extraordinary students will ask, Miss, shall I also put and see? Okay. Other than that, if they don't want, leave them. No need, because this procedure, as student, they are not allowed at all. And why they should confuse them? That is my point. But we cannot leave it like that also, because we are giving feeding. They should know how we took pain to put this tube inside, how we measured. So where is this tube? All those things they should know. That's why we are doing this procedure. Okay. Now you have to put, because sometimes some secretions may come. Okay. As much as possible, the patient should be sitting properly so that he can hyperextend his neck or bend his neck. Then you take your keepings. I always want to keep, because first point what I want to do is the pH and other things. Keep those things ready. Okay, I need to secure it. Keep all what I need ready over here. Okay, water if I need. Then jelly. Before I put the jelly, let me measure the patient's thing. Okay, so nose to the earlobe. Okay, it's only a clean procedure. Though it is a sterile tube, we can touch with the clean gloves. There is nothing wrong. Okay, so here and then let me from here to Ziphy sternum. Okay, like this we measure. So I can remember, yeah, I said no, around 50 it will come. So it is little above 50, 53 now. Okay, so let me remember that, 53 centimeters.
We have to put plaster, I think.
We can put. No, if you want, you can always put, because this has lot of measurements. If you find, for example, 50 here and 60 only there next, better in between, if you cannot remember, put a plaster. Okay, and our dummy, the way we are measuring, it's not the same, because you know what is inside? There is a small plastic bag which is fixed there. It's not till here the stomach. So sometimes even 50 is enough for you. You don't need to go beyond that. But in the real situation, actually what is written in the book is, if you measure 50, extra 5 centimeter you insert inside. Then only you are there in the lower portion of the stomach. Okay, that is the actual. Yes, it is actual site. Here we don't need to do all that. And whenever you want to take, there is a small procedure. You will have to use something like this. Yeah, put it in the gauze. Okay, apply it nicely. Then I think up to 4 to 5 inches they ask us to apply. After that we don't apply the whole area. It's only this area, insertion area. Okay, sorry, I don't have another. And when you want to put it inside, the rest of it, just keep it in your hands rolled, so that it does not hang and touch everywhere. You just have to go directly with this. So the first position is, patient should be, see, there is no, what do you say, whether you hyperextend or make the patient bend or anything, dummy does not have any change. But it's only the real situation which makes the difference. Okay. Here, however, it is only going straight like that.
They can just say it. Please now.
Yes, hyperextend. Now I have reached nasopharynx. I tell them, get a help from another student, check in the mouth whether it is coiled. Then they say no, then only they should proceed. I make them do all these steps, but I'm just telling, it doesn't make any difference over here. I prefer to put it in this. Okay. So when I start going inside, as I keep going, I leave my roll. Okay. Okay. I feel, just tell them when you are doing. I feel some resistance now. I think I have reached nasopharynx. Can one of you check for me whether it is there coiled in the mouth? No. So I can proceed. From this step, the patient's head is bent and the patient can swallow. Okay, remember that. Give the water, okay, and ask the patient to swallow. Now we have to be reaching only up to 50. Okay, now keep the number. Number is here, so I still can go. I reach 50. 45. I think enough because I think it's there already. Okay, okay. Now, do not fix. Just wait. Okay, leave it like that. Now, what all we need to do, see from this step, please remember, the student should remember no air should go inside till you get a lid. Okay, please do not allow any air to enter inside. If you kink like this itself, it doesn't go. Mostly it doesn't go. Okay. See, kinking also, all students will do somewhere and they confuse. I don't know how they don't find. Just near to this area. If they kink, it is very easy. Okay. So ask them to kink from now on. They should remember that. You did not remove the lid. Just check outside. Yes, that's something. It will come separately actually. The cover.
The green.
Shiva, if not in that drawer, just check in that drawer. Okay, the cover should be there. I'll come to that point. Okay. Now, I have one way of doing things. Okay, you can first put your thing and remove all the. Aspirate the gastric. You can go like that, but I always feel first push the air. Okay. You know why I'm saying? After I push, when I want to remove the gastric juice, I remove this air also. I don't want that air to be inside each time we are checking this. Remember that. In the hospital patient, every 2 hours we are going to push air. So that itself will bloat the stomach of the patient. So first is pushing air. Okay? Keep your stethoscope. Already cleaned that. Sorry. I will take it. Keep it over the epigastric region. The student should do this step. Okay. This is the epigastric region, but the stomach goes like this. So either here or somewhere to the left side. Okay. Let them keep it like this. They should manage everything by themselves. Nobody will help them. Okay. Anyway, for dummy, they won't hear anything. Okay. What they are pushing here, they can hear. That is the sound, doesn't come over here. But what I'm saying is, whether they know the concept of keeping it right on the epigastrium or on little towards the left side, whether they know that concept is more important. Okay. Now they finished it. Let them put it there. Now you withdraw the gastric acid. You know why I'm saying it as a second one? Because I want to remove the air which I have pushed first. Because unnecessarily I don't want the air to be inside. Now there will be some fluid coming. Just take little of that fluid. I don't need to remove the whole thing. Push it over here. Few drops are enough. Okay? Leave it there. Cover it and leave the patient. Now take, cover is not there.
Not there. There are some alternatives like cleaning the tube and keeping it inside.
No, always cover. Okay, it should not be left open at all. It should be to the cover because the liquid also will be coming out.
Yeah.
So,
Usually there is a green color thing, green color cap which could be. Otherwise it could be fixed with that. It's like open.
okay, imagine this is always, we have seen covers. This is the first time I am not seeing. Okay, sorry. Okay, leave it. We are still not done with the procedure because it is still not fixed. Remember that. Okay, now I am going to take it. Okay, dip it nicely. Dip it nicely inside. Okay, and then whether they find any change or not. Okay. Okay, tell them this is how they should check. As the color is changing, the pH is like this. It should be always between 1 to 5. So you yourself can tell, okay, I know the pH is 4. Can you proceed to give? Ask them some situations, they'll be able to. Okay, throw it, leave it there itself. Okay, that's all for checking whether the tube is in place. But when we are going to do feeding, I will do the additional things so that we will follow that way. Now, okay, I know it is there in the right place. If I want to give feeding, I will give. If I don't want to give feeding, leave it. Now I have to secure it. Okay, one. Okay, I'll not waste. Okay, I always find for securing the sellotape, it is very difficult. Take. Somebody took it. It was here only, no? Dave is here, Shiva. Sorry. Because with sellotape, with gloves, it's difficult. So, just take like this. One you need, one more also you need. Okay, two you need. Okay. The first one, okay, however you want, you can put. Sorry. It should be fixed well with each other, not for anything else. You are going to put a pin over here and to be with the dress. The other one, as I said, keep only a small portion and divide it into two. Okay, the first one here. Okay, take it around like this and fix it there. Opposite, take it around, fix it there. It looks better. Okay, every day also they can change it however they want, they can do it. What are we going to do with this? Put a safety pin, because why all these steps we are showing, each time they are going to feed, they are going to remove the attachment with the dress. Otherwise they cannot lift it as they like. Okay, each time they have to remove it from the dress. Anywhere over the dress, very old pins. Okay, and always put it over the head so that it's not disturbing the patient. Okay, this is all. Especially they say if you have put it in this nostril, put it on the other side. Whichever side we have put, fix it there and put it around that.
Also
I'm
not
standing.
tight because if the
Yeah,
patient
it should not be very tight. It should be allowing the patient to turn also this side or that side. Okay, this procedure ends over here. Okay, but feeding is going to be little different. So we will go to that separately. Now I'll remove it. Then we'll go to feeding. Okay, remove. You want me to show removal? It's easy.
Because while removing,
You
just
know, no.
push air
Removal is
and
just 50 ml air. You push it inside as you are removing. Okay, sometimes we tell the patient to take a deep breath and hold on to it. Why? Epiglottis is closing
to
itself.
close and nothing will go inside.
It's already, there is no food.
No food.
No, it is already there in esophagus. But why do we give that instruction?
Because while removing, some drops might
Go inside the respiratory.
Yeah.
That's why we are asking them to hold on to their breath. So no acid, which is there in the tip of this tube,
Yeah,
does not go there. Okay, and anyway, acid is not there. That's why we are pushing 50 ml there. As much as possible, do that, and roll it in your hands as you are removing. And clean the nose and all those things. Remove it with your gloves. The tube is in your hand now. Just remove it with a glove. Okay, so you're right. I mean, no questions, no? Okay, we'll go to feeding. Okay, feeding, I will start from the beginning so that we will. Imagine someone has started feeding.
Wait, look how many groups you have.
See, someone has not thrown the urine at all. It is there.
Just
They
keep
should
it,
not
keep it.
complain. I just saw it. Okay, one small instruction. See, sometimes after you finish feeding, how do we keep it in the bedside? Okay, after you wash, roll once, okay. Keep the other one, roll it. This is how we keep it at the bedside of the patient. Okay, because we need to use it every 2 hours. For 24 hours we are going to use it. So just don't leave it like that without covering. This is how we do it. So okay, we have a syringe, we have water, we have feed. If we will be using only this, please do not let any student to open any of these pack, because the whole area will stink. Because these are all rubber tubings which are there inside. Just to show them only we have this. Okay, let them forget about this. We are not using it now. Okay, now we are going to measure and then give. We always advise to write only the feed of 60 ml. So it is easy for them to measure it with this cup itself. Okay, this is what I said. This cup's measurement and the syringe measurement is different. So after they take, if you know that they have taken 60 in this, believe them. When they are pouring inside the syringe, it is lesser because it is nozzle also is covered. That is the reason. Okay. Some teachers have made problem with the students. That's why I'm telling all these points, because students are right. Okay. And always feeding should have water. Okay. Most of the time they calculate according to the need of the fluids. The dietitian writes the value. Okay. After every feed, give 100 ml. Even in between, they have said 100 ml to be given for ICU patients and all. But otherwise, there is a standard thing. They sometimes write in some words only 50. That means you have to divide it into 25, 25. Before and after you have to give. Okay. Now they are not writing that. That's why I'm saying. Earlier they used to write before and after. Now they are not writing that word. Just 50 they will write in the word. So you should know if they write 60, 30, 30. Okay. You are only going to give order for your students. So see that you are giving only below 60 ml of juice, because we have this container. Let them take one more container to take water. Right? Maybe 40 ml of water. Another reason why I am saying please give less. I will show you the tube if you want. It is only this big bag. If 2 students are giving, please remove, aspirate it and remove the liquid. Teacher's job is that. Please do that. Otherwise the whole bed is going to be pink in color. And some students will spill the fluid on the bed.
Why we don't use water? Just
They want us to differentiate the food. That's why they always give this one.
Juice. Pomegranate juice. Pomegranate.
Something else they say, but it's all not. Okay.
Regarding the water, all everywhere they will write. If they don't write, only
They have to write. They have to write. Because that is the real situation in the hospital, so we make them write. They have to write. Okay. So what are the assessments we are going to do? Now forget about all what we have done. Directly feeding. I come to my patient, I identify the patient. First I am going to do assessment. I am not coming with this at all. Okay. There should be an order. Without order, we cannot give feeds. So please write for your students. Administer NG tube feeding, 60 ml of juice and 30 ml of water. Okay, imagine I'm going to give like that. So 30 means 15, 15 I should give. So 50 ml of juice I said. 60. So that order should be there. Okay, so you are just coming to the patient as usual, identifying and all. Do a quick nutritional assessment. Okay, as far as I know, we are not going to touch the nose, mouth and all. So I am not wearing gloves. But if you want detailed nutritional assessment, then you will have to make them wear gloves. How are you feeling today? How is your bowel movement today? Any problem with the previous feed? I know they had given you 2 hours before some feeds. Do you feel your stomach is bloated or distended, or are you okay? Okay, patient says fine. Are you hungry? Sometimes you can ask. Why? Because we know the gastric movement is there. That's why he's feeling hungry. Okay, that you can ask. If they are unconscious, we cannot do any of these things. So you go ahead to do some of the nutritional assessment. His body weight is normal, BMI is okay, something let them say, and he looks okay, no anemic, no other things are there, few things at least. Okay, shall I check your bowel sounds? Ask the patient. I want to feed you. Before that I need to do few things on you. So bowel sounds, let the students not put this till they finish that assessment. Okay, so that they have to open the rest. Okay, so they need to get consent from the patient, then remove it, privacy, all those steps remember. Okay, let them do in all 4 quadrants and tell you that we can hear the sound. Okay, that is the meaning of it. Okay, now I'll go prepare my equipments and come back to you. Okay, what are all the equipments we are going to bring? If, see, now we have positioned the patient like this. This procedure, if position is not done, they fail. 0. We cannot accept it in any situation. So position is very, very important. That's why I say always with assessment, if they position, they will not forget. We have seen many students forgetting. So teach them when they are doing assessment itself, let them do semi-Paulus position. What is wrong in that? Then go and prepare and come back. Okay, so when they are preparing and coming, they can measure this is the time they are going to measure the fees. Even I myself sometimes get confused because I teach, there it is little different. We don't measure, we don't do anything, no? So sometimes I'll be confused. I'll be asking why students should measure. Directly you can go inside but we are teaching in the lab like that, they have to measure. Hospital setting, no measuring.
Preparation done there inside or next to the bed?
No, next to the bed. Just bring it directly. Oh, here you're asking. You can do it next to the patient. Or little away from the patient. There is nothing wrong.
In real situation?
Next to the patient.
Everything
It's on the bedside only. It's at the bedside only. We just make them come and check the order. Sometimes you won't find any order anywhere. That is the real situation.
This is what
I think she must be knowing. We cannot find any order. Only the staff will say, no, this is what we are giving, and you will find it and give it.
Hello.
If it is not written,
Yeah.
check the previous. In real situation, if it is not written, like the water or fee, but
How
people
much
answer
the nurses write in their documentation.
Documentation.
That is the
So
only
you can see
way
the previous.
I make them check. Because what else to do? Where else? It is not there. It's not there. So there only we have to. Okay, if they can manage without putting this down, they can do. There is nothing wrong. If they want, they can put it down. For me, I think it's okay. And then, though I put this, I need to check air and the bounce on snow. We finished already. Now it's the air. So let them keep all these things ready, because in between the procedure it's difficult for them to do all these things. Then ask them to remove only the safety pin. Okay, only from the dress they are removing. They are not totally removing the safety pin. Yeah, just it is removed and it is kept over here. Okay, this area I feel there should be a kidney tray, and that should be the syringe one. Okay, they can just remove that tissue. I said no, how it is folded and kept. Remove the tissue, put it here, so that the solution will not go inside. Okay, first thing they should have it like this. When they are going to feeding only, they will be removing the plunger. They keep it ready. What else they need? All that should be here. Stethoscope should be there already. Okay, I cleaned already. It's mine only. Same thing with the student also. Assessment time they are cleaning. I ask them to keep it here, because they forget this step very easily. If they have it, they know, okay, they have to do something with that. Okay. Before they start with this, get ready with everything. Once they put the stethoscope inside, they don't hear anything. Leave it freely once you fix the syringe, so that it is easy. Okay, leave it free. Now go and put your, okay, whichever area you want. Sorry, I should have taken air. Forgot. Okay, some places they say only 10 ml. Actually, hospital setting they don't allow you to push 30 ml each time, because imagine the patients, he is not moving, full of gas. Okay, so we only push 10. Okay, see how they should manage is one hand like this. Okay, they have to manage everything by themselves. So stethoscope, and then make them manage like this and push it. Okay, leave it like this. Let them take out their stethoscope and be free. From now on, you can cover it. We are not going to expose the patient anymore. Okay. Once they finish this step, the same syringe, just like that, remove the air.
Yeah.
And some fluid also will come. Close it. Okay? Remove it, close it. Always remember to put the lid. Leave it here. Okay? Check the pH. How much ever fluid you have taken, check the pH. Finished. Okay, they say the pH is only 2. Okay, you can proceed to feed. Now, what is the very important step? We are going to check the residual volume now. No air, nothing should be there. Start with drawing. See, for example, you gave first feed and showed your student. So, we know for sure there is almost 100 ml inside. So, whatever you want them to decide, that much fluid you keep inside. You understand what I am saying? You remove it. You finish your feeding, you remove it. So that only 10 or 20 ml is remaining there. So the student removes and tells you it is less, so I can proceed to feed. And you see that they are pushing it back also. They need to only learn these 2 steps. How much is the residual volume? Don't punish them by keeping 200 ml inside. We never do that in exam. Okay? You are wasting your time and students are also wasting their time. Don't do such things. They are only at the beginning level. For advanced student, you keep 300 ml also, they should identify. But these children don't do all those things. Each feeding is over. Teacher's responsibility is to remove the feeding. Okay? So, now I am okay. So, the student should say that the tube is in the right place. I can proceed to feeding. That is the assessment they have completed. Okay, now we did not give anything, so there is nothing inside. I am not removing. Otherwise, remove it. You know, I make them check it like this. You know what happens? There will be lot of air coming. So ask them to keep it here itself like this and check. So the fluid alone will be down. They can say 10 ml, 20 ml, 30 ml. Push it back inside. You need not disconnect at all. You understand what I am saying? This is the easiest way to do it. So
Okay, we can push only the liquid. Then the
yes,
air,
remove that air.
remaining air.
We have the kidney tray here. You will have some pink liquid and all coming, so keep it always here. Okay. Now proceed to the feeding. Once you finish this step, you know, you don't need this plunger. Remove it there itself. Okay, I am going to only use this for feeding. Remove it, keep it ready. Okay, my feed. Okay, if I want, I can do it. The previous step itself, I can do it and keep. Some people are against it because they are saying the feed is opened and exposed for a long time. So this is actually
you might not proceed.
yes. Sometimes yes, correct. Because if the residual volume is too much, you will not proceed. Okay, here they have to read the name of the feed and the expiry date. Okay, so it's not expired, and I'm not sure eye level and all that they say. I don't agree with all that because it's very difficult to see eye level and pour, and the whole area they will be pouring it down. Please don't say all that to them. However, they are comfortable. They can pour.
It's already eye level.
No problem at all.
eye level
No,
is
some
the
people will say it should be on the flat surface.
surface.
I agree with them. Let them finish and then keep it once and see. If there is any change, you can always make it. Okay? Because I find students doing like this and struggling and pouring everything down.
Yeah, then shivering. and
Exam, you all
sometimes they
saw,
will-
no? How they were in exam? How they were shivering and doing all those things. Okay, if I have one more cup, can I just, it's there, many cups are there, the small one. You can measure with this also. Okay? I am not
But this
using
is
it.
big, no?
Very
This
big.
one, yeah.
Thank you. So I said 30 ml, right? Water.
60 plus 30.
So my feeds are ready. Okay, now the distance, how much I can go up is 18 inches. I think around 45 centimeter, if I'm right, centimeter size. Okay. See how we are fixing is very important. Remove this. This seems to be very loose for this. Actually, this is for the other tubing. So it's not fitting very well. Okay. See, fix it here. There is no air entering when you keep like this. Fix it like this. Now, what happens is when students are holding, it can fall sometimes. They don't fix it well. So I always tell them to fix it like this. This is the way to hold. See,
Yes.
all the support is there. This is very nice. So 15 ml of water first. Okay. Some hospitals now that pouring water is in the beginning is removed. They are not using. So So you may have to again see the policy of the hospital. What is their view is, when you finished, you gave water only and finished the feeding. So start directly with the feed. But we have before and after, so we will follow this. Okay, let the water go inside. Okay. Okay, once I know almost the water is gone, let me go with my feeding. Some air is entering. I think this is not correct. Oh. So let me pour the feed. Do you see the difference? This is the problem. But if they measure it correctly, please accept that, because this area also is covered. Allow it to flow freely. Okay, we are not going to push or do any way. But for teachers, I'll give you some thing. First time when we are giving feed like this, sometimes there is a lot of vacuum inside and no feed will go. Sometimes. So just give some pressure from here, which is all not correct for you to adjust, I'm saying. Yeah. 18, 45 centimeters you can go up. Okay, when it reaches here itself, let the student stop. Otherwise, they see now also some air is going. I don't know, some problem. I think with the tube only it
Because
is.
the tube is small.
This tube is, yeah, see?
Yeah.
With the kinking also air is going inside. Unless we hold the tube, it is not. Actually, if we just keep it like this itself, no, nothing, no air should enter. Just do this not like that. Okay, the rest of the water. Remember to pour the rest of the water. Because we gave this water and juice, it goes faster. In the real situation, ensure you can see how long it takes. Sometimes your patients will go like that. You have to stand there for a long time. Okay, the moment you reach down, okay, we should find a way where we have to pinch, because when we pinch like this itself, the other tube, nothing will enter inside. Do it like this. So let them hold with both the hands. They should not put the syringe down. Remember that, okay? Hold it so that they are finished. Once they finished, remove, put the cover. First, they should take care of the patient. Always teach that to them. No going and replacing, all that is not important. Fix it with the dress and then around the head. Then putting the patient in proper position. Okay. Now, what is the post-procedure care is? At least 1 hour. Okay, the patient should remain in this position. If it is unconscious patient, they have to tell the relatives. This is the important health education. When you are feeding itself, you can ask your patient, are you okay? Do you have any abdominal cramps? Do you have any pain? All those things we can ask. Okay, tell them later if they develop any problem also to inform. That's all we are going to inform them. Okay, if everything is fine, we remove all these things. Okay, this too should be, make each student do that, please. They have to throw this, they have to wash this, they need to wash this also. Okay, with the tap water. As I said, bring it and roll it like this. Okay, roll it like this and keep it at the bedside. This is how they should replace. All the rest, okay, they'll wash and replace. Okay, this is a very, very easy procedure comparing to all what we have done. But position if they forget, or informing the patient 1 hour they should remain in this position, all that if they forget, it's critical elements. Okay, and another problem you can expect, please put the Inco sheet underneath the head, underneath this area and all. By mistake, if you are not removing, it has some leakage, the whole bed will be dirtied. So please always throughout the procedure put some 2 Inco sheets and keep it ready always. And please remove after each student whatever you have given, whatever feed you gave. Okay. Then documenting is in the intake output form. Okay. The intake output chart. Okay. I have written one sample documentation for insertion. Okay. Insertion, what do we write? This patient had dysphagia, so the patient is started on NG feeds. Okay, which size of tube I put? 14 French. Okay, I put, and which nares I put? Sorry, I wrote already and came, but I put it here. I have written right side. but I have put it in the left. Why this is important? Because next time, after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, when they are changing,
That's your
for them to have a documentation. Okay, this is considered as very important in the hospital setting. So we will have to say that the patient is comfortable or whatever it is. Then this is the documentation for intake output. Okay, literally there is an NG tube column, there is oral, there is IV fluids. All these are considered as intake. So students should identify, they have to write it here NG. Okay, and timing. Usually we write, sometimes if you want them to understand the residual volume, you write and keep. 8 o'clock, 200 ml was given. So they can tell you what should be the residual volume now 10 o'clock. Like that, give them some sums so that they understand that it should be less than half of the previous feeding. Okay, so very small columns only are there. You have to write juice, how much, water, how much. Both should be written in that. Okay, I'll ask him to make it little bigger. This is always a problem. Very small, no? We'll make it bigger.
Add something in the output so they can do the calculation.
Output, I thought urinary. Okay, you can give.
Can
You
I?
can give. Actually, theory, we are teaching everything. 24 hours calculation. all
Like
that
for
is-
example, 8 o'clock if feeds are given, by 9 o'clock maybe 50 ml of urine.
Yes.
Like that.
Please
So
write.
they can calculate.
Okay, feces is mainly for children.
Yes.
Diarrhea and all if they have, it's very important. But for adult, I think
For urine
these two are
and
important.
gastric.
Gastric loss also only if they have
Vomiting.
surgery and we are removing suctioning, for which it is written. Okay. If there is a vomitus, separately we have to write that other.
Okay.
Gastric loss here is the gastric suction. Some patients are connected to the suction. So we have to empty that
Okay.
every 2 hours to write that.
Estimated only ml to be written like
Yes,
vomiters.
ml. Everything should be in ml. Okay. So urine, you can give some value. Tell them what is gastric loss and give them some value. In vomiters, as she said, other you give the patient vomited 100 ml.
Yeah.
So calculate and tell us. Balance. Okay, both should be balanced at the end. There is something called positive balance and negative balance. When do we say positive balance? When intake is more
More
than
than the output. Yeah.
Okay, when it is output which is higher, we
That is
call it as negative balance. And up to 500 ml of difference is acceptable in the real hospital setting. If it is beyond 500 ml, the difference between intake and output, if it is beyond 500 ml, it should be reported. It is a problem, it should be reported. Okay? Just tell them about that. That is the meaning of intake output chart. And it is done for every 24 hours calculation in the hospital. Okay? Because every time they give report in the morning, if you sit in the, they talk about intake output and they talk about negative balance, positive balance. So this point is very important when they go to
So
hospital.
negative and positive if it is more than 500 or
Yes.
even less difference.
No, 500, up to 500
It's
is
balance.
acceptable.
Balance.
Acceptable.
More than or less than,
We
then
have
it is
to
negative
inform
or
it to the
positive.
physician so that they will take some decisions.
And we call it negative or
Yes.